I'm excited for today.
Me too.
Celebrate you. I'm still just in my mind, I'm just like, how's it been a year?
No.
That's really wild.
No, well, I actually started working with you over a year ago because I think I joined Seven Figure
Something
Freedom
here.
Event in like
Yep.
fall prior to
Yep.
that.
Yeah, it was in, I think it started around February. Um, but
For some reason, I was thinking November.
well, I think, was it, we did something else earlier. I don't remember if we did Abundant April together the year
Yeah.
before that. And then, yeah, there's just been like so many different little fun things.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. So I just have some questions for you.
Okay.
And and then of course, if there's any way I can support you as we're wrapping up, I'm happy to do whatever I can. But yeah, I'm excited to celebrate you and kind of, yeah, take this time to like reflect on the last year together.
Mhm.
Mm. Yay. Feeling ready?
Yeah.
Easy. Okay. So, um, I guess I'll just say there's lots of kind of different types of questions. And so if at any point there's like a story you want to go into about something, feel free. But there also might be something that I ask later that will be like more specific for that story. So use your intuition. So thinking about, I would say before the vibrant year, what was going on in your life and in your business when you decided, like, yes, I'm going to join. This is the next move.
What was going on? Well, I just moved. I'd gone through a breakup and I moved to a new house. And I'd been wanting to find a business coach for a while.
Mm.
And I just hadn't found the right person that it just hadn't aligned. Uh, and I was really ready for expansion and to grow because I felt like I'd kind of hit a wall. So prior to that, I'd had a back surgery. And that back surgery and prior to that, I was out of work for several months trying to heal before I decided to actually have the surgery. And yeah, we were working together during that time too, where I realized that I needed to shift from making money solely on one-on-one um, offerings with my clients because I just physically couldn't do it. And I'd been wanting to launch my course and start having an online revenue prior to that, but I just didn't know how. And so when you came along, I was like, oh my gosh, this is perfect. She knows how. She can help me. And so yeah, it was just kind of like everything aligned perfectly to where I was ready because I had had that back surgery. I'd healed enough from that where I was able to work again and had like my brain functioning again without all the pain. And then going through the breakup and moving created space
Hmm.
for energy to shift and new things to come in. And I was like, all right, like this is time for me to do it, you know.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I'm curious if you notice if there's anything that you were craving at that time that you weren't getting from other places, like I guess specifically from a business coach.
I was just really wanting someone who specifically worked with healers because I'd gone to like networking events and I'd found like other coaches, but they seemed really like masculine and like really heavy on like kind of like drill sergeants, like these ladies that and I was that I had found and I was like doesn't feel good to me. Like I need someone who understands healers and energy and who has like more softness and more feminine energy that I feel safe in, where I'm supported and guided, but I'm not like pressured or like shamed.
Mm.
And yeah, I feel like a lot of people in the industry do that. They
Yeah.
just like kind of like shame you into doing stuff, and that just does not work well for me.
Mm. So good. So good to hear that and like put words to it because that is like I feel like one of the most common like methods of coaching online is just like, oh, yeah, let's just make it really not feel good. And nobody grows from that.
Yeah.
Yeah. One of my favorite sayings is just that it's like you can't shame and guilt yourself to growth. It's just
Mhm.
like it just doesn't work. You gotta love yourself to growth.
Yeah. And so when I found you, you're just like so fun and bubbly and like you're like, this gets to be easy and it gets to be fun. And I was like, yes, that's what I want.
Let's play.
Yeah.
I love it. Um, I know one of the answers to this. Can you think of any either like fears or hesitations that you had before joining the Vibrant Year?
Yeah. So definitely finances was the number one thing because at the time, making a financial investment that was like bigger than my car payment seemed like a really big stretch for me. And so that's kind of one thing that I was kind of debating on. And then I just realized like this is an investment in my business and myself. And if I make more money, then it's going to pay it back anyways. And I'm not going to get where I want to go without taking a risk and without having a mentor. Like it's just not going to happen. And so I just committed to it and then made it happen.
Hmm. Yeah, and I remember that you also were just feeling unsure about a year-long commitment of like that seemed like a really long time at that point. I don't know if there's anything you have to share around
Yeah.
your perception of that from before you joined.
Yeah, I think the commitment of the year, um, it's a little bit risky, right? It's not like try before you buy, 30-day money back guarantee. It's like, no, you're in it to win it, and we're doing the damn thing. And so, yeah, I would say I was hesitant, but I also saw the benefit of it, and so that's why I did it.
Yeah, yeah. And like you, in a way, you got like a try before you buy being in the like live version of Seven Figure Freedom Method. So we got
Yeah.
to work together for a few months.
Yeah, and so yeah, I'd already seen that that was, it was solid and you had information and wisdom to share. So,
Yeah, yeah. I love it. So I know you shared a bit of this, and this is just kind of like if anything else comes up, but if you're being like super, super honest, how are you feeling in the day-to-day of your business and in your body and your relationships before joining the Vibrant Year?
I wasn't feeling great at all at that time. Yeah, I was super sad. I was still depressed, like trying to get over my ex. I was terrified of showing up online, of asking for sales regularly. Like I would put a post here and there, but I wasn't like daily showing up. I was afraid to show my face and speak on camera. That was really terrifying for me. I wasn't doing well health wise. I was struggling with a lot of underlying health issues from the surgeries and the back injury that I had. And so, yeah, I wasn't doing well at all.
Mm. Yeah. So I mean, that was just a point of change for you. Like you were ready for things to be different. Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
I did something to focus me and like anchor me on what I was creating rather than staying in where I was.
yeah. Yeah. Beautiful. Thank you for being able to like go there and just like share where you were really at, because I know it's not necessarily fun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
all part of the part of the journey.
Exactly. Yeah. Part of the transformation. So once you were in the vibrant year, what would you say surprised you the most about being inside there?
What surprised me the most?
Whether that was a shift or mindset or something that you experienced or the way that you were supported or really anything. Yeah. The way that the group unfolded.
Yeah, I mean, there were so many benefits. I don't know if surprise was the right word, but um, I really saw the benefit of seeing other business owners struggle with similar things that I was struggling with. So, like having the group aspect of being able to listen to other people's stories and what they were going through in their business made me feel a lot better. And then also, I was learning from them too, from the things that, even though if it might not have been the same thing I was working on or struggling, it was like, oh, it would like connect the dots and like little light bulbs would go off, like, oh, I can do that and I can do this. And so I really feel like the group aspect was really beneficial in a
Yeah.
lot of ways.
Mm, I love that. Yeah. I always find that myself too. It's like the hearing the different conversations that come up. It's like, oh, I never even thought to ask that, or I never thought of doing it that way, or we like, yeah, get to sit in and experience these things that we wouldn't have if it was like one on one.
Yeah, and then just having the support of um, other women and you going through my personal stuff too, because it's so tied in with the business, that was really helpful as well. Just knowing that I had someone to turn to that I could share vulnerable shares and also celebrate. Like that's something that I is a big takeaway for me is having celebrations, like celebrating little wins frequently is important. And I was never doing that before. Like I never really, unless it was like some huge big thing, like when I finished my book and I was like, okay, I can celebrate because I did this book, you know.
Right.
But all the things leading up to that, I never celebrated, you know.
Yeah, yeah. And again, I'm like, I feel like that's such a normal thing that both the wins and the vulnerable shares, I feel like you were like the queen of both of those, of just like coming in with your singing and sharing, like, here's what's going on in my life today, and here's how we're alchemizing it, and here's how we're shifting it and changing it, and also here's how I'm celebrating myself for seeing it this way and not just kind of like sitting in the heaviness of whatever's coming up or the confusion or uncertainty or whatever it is, but celebrating, like you said, every little tiny thing. And I don't know, that was like honestly one of my favorite things having you in this space was both of those, like hearing your vulnerable shares and just allowing yourself to be so open and honest and real. And I like to think that like that's a really big part of who I am and what I like to bring is just like truth to everything that I do. And so it was really, really beautiful to be able to have that like mirrored in you of like, ah, there's this other piece of my heart who gets this and understands and is like able to bring that forward and also celebrate herself in really fun ways.
Yeah, absolutely. And thank you for saying that. And I just, um, you know, different people take what they need, different things, and the business aspect of it, of course, is a huge part of it. That's why I signed up. Ultimately, is for my business, but I also really needed the emotional support and to be seen and um, like these other parts of me to be recognized and held as well. Because
Yeah,
I am my business. Like we are our business.
yeah,
And that's something, again, that's like, I really value and cherish being around women and having this container that is women because men don't really do that. They're just like logical and focused and like the business, and then they don't talk about the emotional side. And it's like, well, hello, like it's these subconscious blocks and these old stories and these patterns that are actually keeping me from being able to do the business stuff. Like I can do the business stuff, but I need help with this other stuff too.
with the human. Yes, 1,000,000%. Um, Do you remember any identity shifts that you noticed in just like the first couple months?
Hmm, identity shifts. I don't know if I can pinpoint exactly when it happened, like in the first couple months, but I definitely feel like I got more confident. I was breaking out of my shell. I was um, really stepping more into my power. And of course, then the huge identity shift happened when I became the Reiki medicine woman, something that I've had as my name on my personal Instagram page for years.
Yeah.
And it's like that whole time subconsciously it was there waiting to just come forth. And so sometime along that journey in the vibrant year, she emerged.
Right.
The butterfly emerged from her cocoon.
Mm,
And
yeah.
then I was like, oh shit, like this is me.
Yeah.
Wow.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah. It finally felt like you were stepping into you and not just this thing that was like a potential version outside of you, but like actually like, wait, no, that is me.
Yeah, well, and I think I was like catering more to my clients and like being what they needed me to be rather than honoring who I am and what I bring, and then offering that and being like, here's what I can bring, and then allowing people to be drawn to that versus me trying to like be something for someone else that isn't really fully who I am.
Yes. Oh, yeah. So good. And I know that came up in like a few different areas too, like in dating as well, of just the like, no, like we're not doing things for external approval for business, for clients, for men. Like it's for Crystal. And that's it. Like none of the other stuff matters.
Mhm.
This kitten is trying to be real feisty right now. Like, I just want to fight the rabbit today, but they've been besties the last 2 days. I'm like, can we stop?
Okay, can you show me the kitty? Because now I want to see.
We got both of them
Oh,
right here.
it's so cute. Adorable.
Can we be nice? Can we stop fighting? I know, Luna. I'm sorry. She's
Little
biting
bun
my leg.
bun.
She's biting my pant leg. Like, get this kitten out of here. She learned how to climb the little fence that I've had separating them, so it doesn't work anymore.
Dang it.
But she's got a leash now, so I can kind of restrain her a little bit. Um, mm, is there anything that felt impossible or out of reach before, but is now just like super normal everyday life?
Yeah, I mean, a couple things come to mind. One of them was raising my prices. So when I first started, like it seemed impossible to raise my prices to where I am now, which is feels really good, almost double, I think, close to what I was charging before. Um, and then also just showing up on my stories, making reels, like showing myself and using my voice and like asking for people to pay me, not because I'm like needy or desperate, but because I have something to offer of value.
Mhm.
And like coming from that space feels really good. And so I think before I didn't really understand how to do that in a way that didn't feel icky and salesy. And so having that shift of realizing like I'm doing people a disservice by not offering them this, that really helps. Like that's what I'm supposed to be doing.
Yeah,
And just gaining the confidence to do that regularly.
yeah, yeah. That's exactly what I was going to touch on. Is I know that there, kind of like you said, stepping into the Reiki medicine woman, there was like a really big shift in, I would say, like how you see yourself confidence. Because I feel like to me, I've always portrayed you and seen you as confident. but there was like an internal shift of like seeing yourself as the confident Reiki medicine woman where you just allowed yourself to have fun on social media and play and be yourself and not need it to be anything other than who you are. Like,
Showing
yeah,
up in my purple bathrobe.
that's right. So freaking fun.
Yeah.
I love that. Um, yeah, there might not be anything else within this, but if there is, like, were there any other ways that you really saw yourself change over the last year in the vibrant year? Or
I
sorry,
feel
the way you see yourself change.
I realized that I really want to step into the teacher role and be a mentor for others. Like receiving mentorship from you made me realize how much I love mentoring others and how much we need mentors. And it's really given me the courage and confidence to step into mentoring others and offering that and being like, okay, like I do have knowledge and skills in this area and I can really help people. So let's do the damn thing. And so before I don't think I felt like I was ready yet. Like I didn't have enough knowledge and I didn't have enough certifications and
Yep.
and so it was like that whole limiting belief that changed, that shifted to where I was like, no, I don't need all that. And that's something that you really did, like really intentionally, is told us, like, you don't need more certifications. You don't need, like, you need to use the wisdom that you have. Like you have it, like your whole life.
Yeah.
And nobody had ever told me that before. Like, so hearing that, I was like, oh, yeah, she's right. Like I do have all that, you know? And that's something that I think a lot of us get wrapped up in our head is we need that one more certification and that one more thing before we're ready or able to start doing what we know how to do.
Right. Yeah. And I know I told you this a million times, but like I feel like especially for you, like it's literally been multiple decades that you've not only been doing the certifications and helping people and helping yourself, but like it's been your entire life of walking yourself through and navigating so many different things so that you can help other people navigate those things in really healthy, loving, kind, self-nurturing ways. And yeah, it's just been really, really awesome watching you step into like owning the amount of wisdom and experience and knowledge that you have and taking that step to start teaching other people through your own method and through your own modality, not through like another organization. Because you know that you can do that, but it's like, wait, there's actually even more power in creating your own and like really owning the Reiki medicine woman on another level as the teacher of healers, not just the healer or body worker, but like the leader of the body workers. So I'm super freaking proud of you for that.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you feel like there's any either like patterns or beliefs that you've like totally unhooked from since our time working together?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of patterns and beliefs. Staying small,
Mm.
keeping my prices low so I can be accessible and affordable. Um, Trying to be palatable to everyone, thinking that everyone is my ideal client. Like, yeah, all of those things have shifted to where, like, yeah, that no,
Just no.
just no. Yeah. My my limiting beliefs around money have really um shifted, and I wouldn't say they're completely gone, but I definitely feel like I've made a lot of progress in that area. And I know that there's infinite possibilities for me, and I feel excited about making more money and not feeling guilty about it. And
Bitch.
yeah, yeah. So that feels really good.
Mm, I love that. Yeah, I know we had lots of different money conversations, and it's so, this is what I really love about like the relationship that we've had over this last year and the Vibrant Year, and also just the Vibrant Year space in general, is it's like we can talk about all of these different things. And so like it was really amazing being able to support you with, of course, your business, and money is like related to that, but then also your health and your sleep and like relationship stuff, and just like being able to really focus on you as a human who runs a business, rather than just like, here's this business and it totally lives outside of the human experience and spirituality and energy and frequency and all these other things that you and I know are part of everything. Like they cannot be separated. And so, yeah, I just love how you always brought those different things forward, and there was never any like fear or shame or judgment of like, oh, I don't want to share this because maybe I'll be perceived in this way. It's just like, this is what's real. This is what I'm experiencing. This is what's happening. What do you guys see? Like, help me walk through this. And yeah, I just feel like there's something really, really powerful about that, that most people have too big of an ego to be willing to talk about the things that they actually could really benefit from having conversations about. And I know you do the same for your clients. And yeah, I really love that quality about you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Um, have you noticed any specific like nervous system shifts in your typical just like day-to-day work, day-to-day life?
I feel like I've allowed myself to have more spaciousness and um, giving myself more time. Like I'm someone who I work well under pressure, and so I'm like I usually give myself like pressure for like deadlines. But when I give myself just more spaciousness and time and grace, it definitely makes me feel better and I operate better. So I'd say like my nervous system overall feels a lot better than when I started, for
Hmm.
sure. Just not stressing myself out so much with my pressure, the internal pressure.
Yeah.
And that's just something that I'm still working on. And I think I even told you this recently. Like I tend to like overcommit or be like, yeah, I can do that. And then I'm like, oh wait, actually, I really needed time. And so that's something that I'm still kind of learning how to tap in and be like, okay, like what would feel good to have is, some wiggle room instead of always just being like, yeah, I can get that done tomorrow. And then I'm like, shit, it didn't get done until the following week.
Yeah. And I mean, I just have to say, you 100% are doing that, because even just like last week, we were talking about how, number one, you are allowing yourself to focus on one thing for a period of time rather than running a million different projects at once, which you're good at and you do and you've done for a long time. But like being able to see the difference of the experience, the kind of experience you were able to create by just focusing on that one thing for like a little period of time. And then after that, for for the event that you just hosted, um, and then after that, noticing that you needed to give yourself more time to like rest and recover after hosting, was it like 33 people in the ceremony? And like also hosting one of your spiritual mentors, and like that's a lot of energy to be navigating and organizing and orchestrating and managing all of that. And you realize that you needed more time to just let yourself like rest and recover afterwards. And you didn't resist that. You just gave it to yourself. You were like, I need more time. No questions asked. Okay, body, you got it. You get more time. We're going to keep resting. We don't need to jump right into the next project. We don't need to complete other tasks that are outstanding or whatever. It's just like, okay, we rest. I can accept this. And I feel like that's such a huge shift from before, where it was almost like you weren't giving yourself permission to do that. And
Mhm.
there was too, exactly like you said, there was too much pressure to be like, no, like I have to keep doing this so that I can oftentimes like so that I don't look flaky to this other person, or like so that that person perceives me as a good friend or helpful or whatever it is. And now I'm so proud. You're being more selfish for Crystle. Doing what Crystle needs most. So that you have that overflow to be able to actually give to the other people in your life that are really, really important to you. Yeah.
100%.
Mm, so proud of you.
Thank you.
Okay, now let's get into like some specific, tangible shifts over the last year. So, do you remember some specific wins that you celebrated, whether it was around income or we just talked about a big one, like giving yourself more spaciousness of time? Anything around like team or rest or anything else that comes up?
Yeah, well, I mean, I had a couple $10,000 months. Was awesome. I'd never had that high of a month before. So those were some specific wins that I had like set my intention and then made it happen and called that in. Um, wins. Yeah, I revamped my inner child course. I shifted it from the 21 day cleanse to the inner child course. I still feel like I put that on the back burner for now, but I still feel like that's something that I want to go back to at some point when I'm ready.
Yeah.
Um, because I think that there's a lot more that needs to go into that. But
Yeah, you could absolutely run it as like a live experience again, and then just add those things in as you're doing it, as you're running
mhm,
it live. Just like, oh, it needs this. I'll put that in here. It needs this. We'll put that in there.
mhm. Yeah, and then I got my course flushed out, my Prism method course completely like flushed out. Like it is there. It's in a document. It's all there. That
Yeah.
felt really, really good. That was a huge momentous occasion because that's something that's been brewing in my mind for many years. Um, actually for the last 5 years, and 2020 is when I really started thinking about it.
Wow.
And then I really actually fully finalized it this year. Um,
And
so
that,
that felt
yeah. Yeah. And that is your certification program that you're going to be leading
yeah,
new workers through.
yeah. And then we created Sacred, Shameless, and Successful, which I'm going to get ready to launch that next. So yeah, like tangible courses completed that hadn't been done before. And a main reason why is because I didn't understand how to do it. You know, I needed those logistical pieces for me of like how to create a funnel, how to use Kajabi, and how to market appropriately. That's something that I never learned in school, like marketing. And you need it, especially in today's world with social media marketing. We need that understanding. And it was just a huge missing piece for me that I didn't have before.
Mm. Yeah. And I
So,
mean, I'd say you've gotten really fucking good at it too.
well, because of you, I'm just using what you taught me, girl.
Yeah. Because you implemented it and you did the thing. It wasn't just like, oh, I read that and now I'm just going to imagine that it magically works. You actually
Hmm.
implemented and played around and tried stuff. I know that you also had, I think you hired a VA at one point, and then I know we got to like navigate some of that together. And then I think you recently hired a new VA and
Yeah, I hired my son's
yeah,
girlfriend and it's
yeah,
in and out with that. Still looking for the right VA, man. Yeah, it's
yeah,
been a bit of a challenge to find, but I've been allowing myself to ask for help. I
yeah.
think that's kind of what you're hinting at here is like, and then I hired Temple to work for me. And, um, you know, like I just created a sale for her, just whipped it out, and it's already made over $2,000 for her just in the past week.
No big deal. No big deal. Casual.
And yeah, and so it's using the skills that you taught me of like And then using AI, I mean, that's been a huge game changer. I was so against using AI before.
Yeah.
And now I feel really comfortable using it. I know how to use it. And it's helping me so much in the back end of my business, saving time on things that I would procrastinate doing because I knew it would take me a ton of time. And now I can just whip it out in like half the time.
Yeah. And
So that's a game changer.
yes, yes. And I know this is like something that I thought was really interesting was you mentioned like bringing up that sale that you just ran for Temple and that brought in 2000. And I feel like there's been a lot of different things like that that you've been able to do, whether it was a sale for your own business or putting together, I don't know if it was technically called like a fundraiser for like Minari and
Yeah.
it's like so many different things where it's like, oh, I just put this together really quick and it made $3,000. Oh, I just put this together really quick and it did this and it did this. And it's like, is that something that you were doing before?
No, I mean,
Like,
I was running sales for like holiday sales for Black Friday and Christmas, and those were my two biggest money makers. And I I would do that like twice a year, and it would take me a really long time to get everything done. And of course, it wasn't optimized the way these are now, optimized and with the marketing and everything. And they made money, but now it's like so much better, faster, easier, more money, more speaking directly to my ideal client.
yeah. And I think even on top of that, like knowing what your sale prices can be now so that it's not actually like taking money from you because you're giving more of your time.
Yeah, before I was creating those sales, just again thinking of like what does my customer want, and not to say that I don't still think about what they want because that's part of it too, but I was still coming from that old version of myself that was like trying to deliver what they wanted versus like here's what feels good to me and here's what I want to deliver and
Yeah.
allowing them to meet me there.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. Instead of offering like, um, here's the biggest sale that I can offer to you at a detriment to me. Like, you're massively gaining, but I'm actually losing in this
Yeah.
exchange.
Mhm.
And yeah, I feel like that was another really massive thing. Like they're just all the different things around pricing of yeah, like being willing to raise your prices, recognizing what your true baseline pricing is for everything so that you know not to go below that. And then now being able to share that with the team of body workers that you're bringing on as you train and teach them like, hey, here's how you actually need to think about your rates. It's not just like whatever random rate sounds good. You're not trying to compete with what everybody else is charging. Like
Mhm.
you're in your own lane. So yeah, really celebrating again, not only you like making those shifts for yourself, but then being the teacher and passing it on to everybody else.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I'm feeling confident about when someone's like, oh, I can't afford that. That's too much for me. And I just say, okay, like I'm standing strong. Like this is what I'm worth. Trust me. Like
Makes me
go
so
find
happy.
someone else that's cheaper and you'll be coming back to me.
Yeah, yeah. You'll see why I have a line out the door and why people don't want me to ever quit.
Hmm.
Yeah. Mm. And why everybody needs to learn my modality. So good. So, how would you say your business feels now compared to when you started?
Mm. I love my business. I was really getting burnout before. I was like going in and out of periods of like, should I quit? Should I find something else entirely to do? Like, should I shift my career? And, you know, um, I wasn't feeling I wasn't growing. I feel like I was in the rat wheel, just
Mm.
in the hamster wheel, just couldn't get off. And there was just like no end in sight. And now I feel like I'm off the wheel and I'm more because I've shifted my identity and who I am now, like what I'm offering. I feel excited for the future. My business feels like it's just like this little baby that's just going to grow.
Mhm.
And Um, I'm hopeful. I'm excited. I'm open to things just being more fluid and seeing where it goes. Whereas before I was just really like had the blinders on, like this is the only, you know, direction. And I felt like I'd hit that ceiling where I can move past that ceiling. And now I feel like the ceiling is gone and it's just wide open.
Just get to fly as high as you want.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is there any certain part of your life or your business that feels the most like in overflow right now? Just kind of reflecting back on the last year together in the vibrant year and all the shifts and changes that have happened, is there either any like specific area or certain experience that you're having in life that feels like it's really an overflow? Like you mentioned feeling before like you were kind of on the hamster wheel of things. Is there anything that now feels like it's just kind of it's its own wheel and it's doing its own thing and it just keeps going and going and you don't necessarily have to like manage it or force it, whether that's like a mindset thing that's in overflow now or a certain piece of your business that's more in overflow or something with your relationships that are more in overflow or your health.
The only thing that's coming to mind is just my confidence. Like
Mm,
I feel really confident. And like if people ask me to collaborate, I'm like, yes. People want me to do a ceremony. I'm like, yes. Like I'm saying yes because I know that I can. And I have so much more confidence in myself. And I feel really rooted in that. And whereas before I was really working through those parts of me that didn't feel good enough. And I think
mm,
that's one of the biggest challenges I've had in my life that I have continued to be able to work through that, the layers of not feeling good enough in so many ways, not feeling good enough to um, raise my prices or to ask for what I'm worth or to say yes to collaborations and opportunities with people. Um, Feeling like I had to like take the shorter end of the stick, like all those things where now I'm just like, feel confident. I know who I am, what I want, what I'm worth.
yeah.
And that does trickle over into my relationships too, which is why I've stayed single for the past 2 years. Because, until that right person comes along, I'll be by myself.
Not worth it. Yeah,
Yeah.
I love that. Um, I'd love to hear. I have a couple things that come to mind right away, but I'd love to hear if there's anything that you notice that you've been able to do more of since joining the Vibrant Year, whether that's like more rest, more travel, more creativity, more play, more time with friends, more nature, more, yeah, more anything.
Well, I definitely show up online more than I ever have. And I also have definitely been giving myself more time to do what fuels me, what makes me feel good. Um, yeah, more play and
I know a big one we had talked about was you wanting to do some international travel, and that ended up being something that you did not just once, but twice solo.
yeah, I did. Yeah, I that was my first time ever truly on a solo out of the country trip and it was amazing. It was so much growth for me and confidence, building my confidence again. But yeah, being able to do that twice and complete a training with Minari, saying yes to that. And now I'm going to a business conference, which I've never been to a business conference before, especially like flying across the country and just being in a room with other powerful women, business owners. And yeah, I'm just saying yes to more more travel, more opportunities, and yeah.
Mm. Yeah, I was super excited for that for you because I think like near the beginning you were saying that you wanted to do more travel in general, but like that you really wanted to go on an international trip. And I feel like solo was also a big part of that, that you were like, I want to feel like comfortable and confident enough to go on an international trip by myself. And so it was just really, really fun to get to watch you really navigate that and make it happen and have like the opportunity come up and kind of the uncertainty of like, I really want to do this, but can I do this? And like, it was just, yeah, so full circle now to be like, wow, that's complete. You did it twice. And then you brought him to your home and like, just so many, I feel like beautiful, like reciprocal moments wrapped up in all
Oh
of that.
yeah. I feel like 2025 really has been the vibrant year for me. Like my year is it's the most vibrant year that it's ever
Oh,
been.
yes. Okay.
Yes.
Life complete. That's all I need to hear.
And it's not even over yet. I mean, we still have,
Halfway through.
you know, yeah, a couple more
Yeah.
months to get through and it's
It's actually super perfect. So, because of this momentum that you've built up over this last vibrant year, what does your next year look like now, leading as like this version of you, as the confident Reiki medicine woman who has the Prism method certification training? Like, what does your next year look like now?
mm. Well, my next year looks like really taking what I've learned with you and then implementing it more and just refining that and getting even more clear and even more focused and really using the skills that you've taught me and applying that, out in the world and really stepping into those gifts. I really want to get a brick and mortar going, whatever that looks like. I'm open to however the universe wants to bring that to me. I still have the vision, the big vision of my Prism Healing Teaching Temple, having land, having a homestead, living off the land. My heart is really, really calling me to um, just living more in nature.
Hmm.
And so right now, I'm not exactly sure if that's going to be starting by renting an office building and getting that going and then moving, or if it's maybe the universe will bring me all of it together and I just immediately go to that. I think in my mind, I've created this belief, I guess, if you want to call it, like I need building blocks, I need stepping stones to get there. And so I think that's why I'm kind of leaning towards, well, if I guess that's kind of where I'm not exactly sure, but it's like, okay, there's a
But
part of me that's just like, do the damn thing, start somewhere and get her done, get her started. Or do I hold out and wait for like the big vision?
yeah, I mean, either way, you know how it feels. And like that's what you're being pulled toward is
Yeah,
like, you know what the vision feels like, and you'll know when it's right, and you'll
yeah,
know that that's the opportunity to say yes to.
yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I can't freaking wait. Oh, yeah. Whatever way it ends up mapping out, I'm definitely gonna come and visit once that's all going down. Like, it's gonna be
I
amazing.
love that.
I'm so
Yeah.
excited for you.
I really feel like I'm going to get more clarity around that vision next week in Kentucky.
Yeah, 100%. I think so. I think hearing so many different people's stories and experiences and what they've built and how they've built it is so good to be able to see, like, oh, that's how I could just quantum leap from here to here. And I don't actually have to do any of these in between steps because I can just have this. Or, like, oh, I can see now how it does make sense to have step by step doing it in this way. And, like, I would prefer that. And so I think just having the clarity of being able to make the decision of what you want and then the universe gets a clearer Amazon order from you and is like, oh, that's what she wants? Okay, here you go. You got it. You're crushing it. I'm excited for you. Okay, couple more and we can like rapid fire if you want. I know we're getting long here. Um, what would the past version of you, maybe like a year ago, Crystle, or 2 years ago, Crystle, what would she say if she could see you right now?
She would be like, well done, girl.
I think she might sing a little song.
She'd say, "You motherfucking boss bitch."
Yeah, I 100%. Is there anything that feels like a non-negotiable for you now that maybe felt like a luxury before? I know we've talked a lot about rest, so I don't know if that's the thing or if there's something else, because we know she likes her luxury.
Yeah, non-negotiable is definitely my time to myself, setting boundaries around my time. Like my best friend, I adore him. He's amazing, but he calls me like 25 times a day. I mean, seriously, like multiple times a day and like first thing in the morning. And so I've gotten to the point where I turn my phone on silent and I don't answer. Like it's do not disturb. This time is for me. And it goes to voicemail, and just having more boundaries around my time and my energy, that is non-negotiable. And then saying no, like I definitely say no a lot more. And I need to learn how to say no even more.
We're evolving.
I'm evolving and learning, but yeah, that's one thing that is just like, if it doesn't feel good to me, it's a no.
If it's not a fuck yes, it's a fuck no. Ah, so, so, so good. Would you say that there's anything that has been like an unexpected ripple effect of being inside the vibrant ear?
Or you're gonna make me cry.
Yay! My favorite! And then you're gonna make me cry.
Probably.
Yay! Emotion.
Yeah. Just having your belief in me and your support, just when I didn't have that for myself. Um, just having you just really seeing my highest potential and cheering me on. Um, I mean, you really are a cheerleader, but not just for a sporting event. You're a cheerleader for life, for my life, and for the people around you. And that is such a beautiful gift and something that I really truly cherish, because it's one thing when like your friends or your family are like, yeah, you're great, you're amazing, you're wonderful. But it's different when there's someone that, is outside and doesn't maybe have as close of a relationship that still sees those things. And it means so much more. But I know that it's coming from a place of genuine care. And I also know that you're someone who speaks the truth. And so you would also like tell me when, like the truth, not to like make me feel good or to flatter me, but calling me out in certain ways, on certain things that I needed to be looked at, but in a way that was loving and that wasn't like blaming or shaming, but just like, oh, you should take a look at that, and that's just so important to have, where I still felt really safe being able to be honest with you too. So
Hmm.
yeah.
Thank you. I just want to go over there and hug you and be like, cheer you on even more. But you are amazing and you're freaking crushing it. And yeah, I'm so proud of you.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm proud of me too. And that's something that I don't think I could have really said before and meant it, but I really am. I am proud of how far I've come, and I couldn't have got here without you. I love you so much.
You. I love you so much. Oh, I'm glad I get to see you next week. If somebody was watching and they were on the edge of joining the Vibrant Year, what would you say to them?
So many things. How much time do we have?
As much as you want.
I would say I would tell them to think about who they are right now and where they want to be. And that version of yourself that you want to be is going to happen eventually if you keep making steps towards it. But who knows how long that's going to be. So if you're ready to be that person now, tomorrow, like soon, then do the damn thing. Like because the exponential growth that happens in your space is so profound. Like you saved me so much time where sure, I might have gotten here. I probably would have gotten here, but it might have taken me 5 or 10 or 20 years. Like who knows how long it would have taken me to get where I am now. So it's like, what's it worth to you to have that happen within a year versus several years and maybe not ever? And also, like, there's so many shifts that need to happen subconsciously and internally, which you're so good at helping with, that really help us to embody that business that we want and that vision that we want. And if you're not there yet, there's a reason why. And how are you going to find that reason without having a mentor? We have to surround ourselves with people who are doing better than us and who can see that higher version of us that we can't see yet.
Mm,
Oh, yeah, that's what I would say.
so beautiful. So freaking beautiful. Is there anything that you wish you knew before you said yes to the Vibrant Year?
Hmm. I mean, if I would have known where I would be and who I am now, then, like, if that was a certainty, it would have made it a lot it would have made it a lot easier for me to make that decision. I feel like that it was still scary and it was still like, oh, I don't know. I think this is the right thing. I hope we'll see. Okay. Like I think if I would have known, like, beyond a shadow of a doubt, like, yes, you are going to be exponentially better. I mean, I had the inkling, right? Which is why I signed up. Like I had the idea of it, but I didn't know. And I don't know if that's something you can ever know. Like, you know.
I feel like it's something that, in a way, kind of like we talked about with the retreat center or brick and mortars, it's like, it's almost a decision of just like, am I becoming this person in the next year? Or am I becoming this person in the next 5, 10, 15, 20 years? Like, which way do I want to go? And then do I want to do that by myself and navigate all of the inevitable challenges that are going to come up, regardless of what the timeline is? Do I want to navigate all those challenges by myself? Or do I want to have a support system as I figure all this out so that I can fall down and get back up quicker and continue to be reminded of where I'm headed and stay focused on that vision and that goal? Yeah, that's kind of how I like to see it, is like more of a decision. And I feel like you have that confidence now too, of just like you know where you're going and you can see
I
the
do,
vision.
and I know how to ask for help. And I think that was something else too that was part of me signing up for this was allowing myself to be helped,
Yeah.
allowing myself to admit, like, I don't have all the answers. I don't know how to get there. I need someone to help me. And allowing myself to receive help and to not be ashamed for not knowing.
Yeah. Yeah. Ugh. Thank you for crying with me. Thank you for having this conversation.
Yeah.
Thank you for saying yes to this last year that we've had together and just for really for continuing to say yes to yourself for all the decisions that you've been making, for the ways that you've been impacting the world before we met, and all the different ways that I know you're going to continue to from here moving forward because you keep saying yes to yourself in like really deep, important ways that matter and saying no to all the things that aren't 100% in alignment with that. So, like, truly, just like, thank you so much. I love you. I'm so grateful for you. I appreciate you.
I love you. I appreciate you too. You're the best. And I'm looking forward to seeing you next week. Give you a big old hug.
Thank you. I'm so happy to hear that. And this, yeah, I hope that this has been a really good reflection for you too, to like think back on the last year and like continue to celebrate and recognize yourself for all of these shifts and changes that happened over the last year. And yeah, I'm really grateful for you sharing it with me too, because it's so good to hear like from your eyes, from your perspective, like what's been going on and how vibrant this last year has been. Like, yeah, it just makes me really happy. So thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you so, so much.
I'm grateful for you, and I will see you next week.